Welcome to another episode of Your Voice Matters. Hello and welcome to another episode of Your Voice Matter. And just think, it's Palm Sunday. Next Sunday is gonna be Easter Sunday. So I'm not going to be recording live next week, but I'm going to be doing a recording and then have it posted because I am going to go out. Join us at Bridget, okay, down in Groveland. She's going to have a brunch. She has two brunch. One is starting at 11 o'clock. And then the other one is starting at 12:30. I'm going to be at the 12:30. So if you want to meet me there. Get your ticket ahead of time. So we're going to be down there. But today I have my longtime friend, many years I've known Katie Ann. And Katie Ann and I remember we used to hang out in Mike and Pat's garage and we used to cook up some food and we used to have such a great time. But I'm so pleased when I talk to him, the things that he's doing. He has his own business and painting and remodeling. And then he also, I call it steering the big ship. But I'm going to introduce my friend Katie into you. And right beside him is his partner there, is Paula. So welcome, Paula, and welcome, Katie. And so let's jump right in. Let's
Thank
jump
you.
right in
Thank
and talk
you
about,
very much.
let's talk about painting and remodeling. I'm a realtor here in Central Florida, guys. As you know that, Viv the Caribbean team, selling the American dream. And when inside houses, I go inside houses all the time. And every time I go inside a house, a person would says, well, you know what? I don't like the paint and I don't like the carpet. You know what? You can change the paint and you can change the carpet. You just can't change the structure of the house. But yes, you can change the structure if you go to City Hall or you go get a plan pulled up or something like that. But when you walk in the house, you have to make sure that it has great bones. And
Yes.
and that you can't change. You can't change the bones unless you go through architectural, tear down and break away and pull away and all that good stuff. But the paint, whether it's remodeling, I did some remodel on my house and it cost me a whole buku of money, Cadian,
I know.
a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
And right now I did all my floors, I did all my painting and stuff like that. But
I bet
what
you
I
love
like
that,
about
right?
you that you can go anywhere. You live here, but you can go anywhere. You and I was talking about you went to Jamaica, or you went to go do your mom's house. All you have to do is. So let's jump right in and tell us a little bit about some of the things that people should be looking for, what they should be doing when it comes to painting. How do they pick out their paint colors and things like that in order to match their decor? So let's jump right in, Katie, and go ahead and introduce yourself and introduce Paula.
Hi, my name is Kadian, and I have my business, Kadian Henry Painting and Remodeling. Started out in 1996 in Atlanta, Georgia, and I've had it since then until now. I decided to get back in it full time because I've gone all over the place, all over the world, working, doing ship husbandry, shipbuilding, and stuff like that. So now I'm doing it. I have my girlfriend here, Paula. She's also a makeup artist, and she's been living with me now for a while, and we've been doing pretty good. And we're happy. We're in love. So that's a good thing.
Yes. I can't wait to eat wedding cake.
That's gonna be a while.
All right. Well, I
You're
look
welcome.
forward to that.
Yeah.
You are, and then
No,
Paula, you
you
are
take this
beautiful.
one.
You are beautiful.
But
Thank you.
painting is good. I mean, for most people who maybe selling or buying. For someone who's selling, I'd always recommend that you want to spruce up the place. You want to, for someone to come in and like it, I always recommend go with neutral colors. The more neutral it is, the bigger the place look. Once you make it neutral, they come in, they see it, they like it. If they don't like it, they can always change their colors. But the fact of the matter is, painting will add more value to your home at the end of the day when you're getting ready to sell it. Or when you want to buy it and it's already freshly painted and things are nice, you definitely want to purchase it and move in. So that's a good thing. That's the beauty with paint and colors. And you really want to do something the best way. And if the vibe hits you on the color schema, if you like it, if you have a decorator or you have a real estate agent who is pretty good at it, or even a painter like myself can give you recommendations as to what colors to use, what to do, how to do it, to put you in a position that you can get the best bang for your buck. And once you do that, painting always work. definitely.
Yes, yes. And then I like that you said mutual colors because when I walk into a room, I like to see mutual color. My house that I purchased, when I walked in, I call it the Christmas house because it was red, green, and yellow or something like that. And I remember I was working at the hospital and I bought some pizza and I call it a pizza party and the people from the hospital came over and helped me change the color. But I like that you say mutual color because people don't understand when you walk in their home, it's that color that you painted the house. That's the color that you like. But you got to remember when you're selling your house, you got to remember to say, okay, I'm going to bring it back to a mutual color that you think, people might say, oh, well, I'm not changing that carpet or I don't know what color carpet to pick because the buyer might come in and pick a different carpet. A mutual carpet is fine, just like a mutual paint
Yeah.
it's fine. That's why I like when you said mutual color. That's why I said, that's why I brought you in because, for you to be giving these people tidbits of information what to do to make the most money on their house because they don't really know that. And I'm glad that you are saying that mutual colors.
Yes. So I used to work in Atlanta. Had a couple of real estate agents that I worked with. Never forget them. Really good guys, brothers, and they would recommend me to a particular customer, and I would make a phone call first. Then when I go there and I see the type of house it is, what they want to do, what they want for it, and I'm like, okay, that's gonna be a little tricky. But I always make sure to give my best recommendation. And at the end of the day, when I give my best recommendation, then the real estate guys have come back to me and say, Kaden, thank you very much. We made pretty good commission. And I always
Yes.
make my money too. So it works in both ways. And everybody's happy. Kaden, I'm so glad that you did this. I'm so glad that I took your advice. Oh my gosh, it's the next house, I get invited to the housewarming party. So I was like,
Yes.
a lot.
You become
Always,
family. You become, and then because somebody walked in and says, "Look at this great job that the painter did," and then all of a sudden you get a referral.
yeah, definitely. And that's the big thing. I may end up going and doing a job, and by the time I'm finished, it may take me a week or two. By the time I leave that house, I get a good referral from neighbors or co-workers or whomsoever. The thing about me though, when I'm in the house, I'm so in tune with the work to get it done and to get it close to perfection. I really don't see how much of a good job that I'm doing until when I'm totally done. I hear people say, yes, it looks good, and they compliment me and say, wow, it's amazing. Normally, what happens when I leave, and then I may come back 2 months' time, 3 months' time, then I look at the house and I look at the paint job. That's when I see it. I'm like,
Yes.
wow,
Wow.
did a pretty good job. But when
Yes.
I'm in tune and I'm involved in the painting, I don't see it then. I know what colors, I know how to do it right, I know how to make it get close to perfect. But I normally don't see my work until I leave and I come back. That's when I compliment myself. Say, wow, did a good job, you know?
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yes, and I guess that's when they put all the decor and
Decor and
everything
Yeah.
everything
together, so
together.
you get to see it in its completion.
Really, when it's done. Pretty much is the same thing with my mom house. I went down in November of last year. And my mom house like 48 years old. She has done some stuff to it, but
Mm.
she did what she loved, what she wanted. So when I had the opportunity to get it right, I'm looking at 48 years old home to get right. And it took me like 4 months. 4 months. But I got it right. And then I would hear people say, no, this is not gonna look good, that's not gonna look good. You should do this, you should, but I always have a vision of what I want. And everybody's vision is not the same as yours.
Right.
Once I get into it, and once they see it come together slowly, that's the time they say, wow, all right, I got you. So everybody's kind of like, all right, let me leave you alone. You know what you're doing now, you know? But
Wow.
when I was done, it was amazing, beautiful. I mean,
I
it's,
bet.
I
And then
look
and then
at
when
it,
you when
and it's great, you know?
Yeah, when you and I was talking and you were telling me that, and I know you live here in the United States, and you were telling me that I went down to go, because that's what I was saying. I said, but you live where you are, how you gonna paint other people's house? And you told me that, yeah, but I travel. I like to travel. And when you were telling me that you went down and you went and got your mom's house painted, and I said to myself, wow. And you were telling me that hey, I'll come to you. I said, okay.
Right. I remember that conversation. You were saying
It's
it's going to be expensive for you, Cadian.
yeah,
Well, how come?
yeah.
Because on an average, I travel all the time. I've been to Atlanta, Tennessee, New Jersey,
Wow.
Houston, and also Jamaica. And the biggest place and one of the best places I've traveled is Singapore. I worked in the Singapore shipyard years ago, 2010. And we were building ships, we were painting, we were doing all sort of stuff. And I was there for the commissioning of the vessel and stuff like that. And we sailed it from there all the way to the Gulf of Mexico too.
Wow, how amazing that was! Yeah,
working and painting is ABC. It's that
wow.
easy.
When you were telling me that you drive that big ship, it was like, wow, like really awesome. But you guys hear it, that he said he will travel to where you are. So all you have to do is reach out, because he will get the job done. Now, I got a question for you. Now, okay, so you were talking about when you paint, okay, you just paint it. But then when you went back, so that's why sometimes it's important for people to invite you back in order to look, because when you're painting, you just paint in a house and you paint it and you leave it. But it's like Paula was saying about the decoration and stuff like that. Now, do you get pictures or save pictures, like when after the paint is finished and then they decorate it, to see what it looks like?
Oh yes, definitely. And I think the biggest thing with that is the prep work. Once you do the prep work right, the painting is always going to be great. The painting is the easy part, to be honest. When you paint, it is the easy part. You kind of have to know how to, angle your paintbrush to make that stroke, to draw the line smooth, straight, and narrow. My hands don't shake, so I'm happy about that. But the prep work is the most important thing in painting. And once you do that, because like the first coat you're going to put on, you're going to sand the wall. You put on that first coat. Then you go with a second sanding to make it smooth and nice. That's when you're going to finish your final coat. And you do that on the baseboard, the ceiling, the crown molding, you name it. You always want to get the prep work right. The caulking's got to be right, wet caulking or dry caulking. And then once that is done, then you come and you paint. That's when you're going to see great results. And then for me, when I leave and I come back, it's amazing then. That's when I see my work. Wow. But the prep work is the best.
Yes. Now we're going to talk about the prep work in a little bit. Now, talk about your hand don't shake. I think I heard a story. Somebody was telling me about a story that and it was when I went to one of my realtor convention, and there's this guy, and he's there and he's on the stage, and I think while somebody's talking, they gave him, let's say it was an hour talk or whatever it was, they gave him a blank canvas, and then he had to paint something. But he says that before he started painting, his hand wasn't shaking, and then all of a sudden he developed some kind of sickness, and then all of a sudden his hand started shaking. But you know how the Lord works things. All of a sudden he was finished painting whatever he was finished painting, and the painting is beautiful. It turns his hand that was not shaking. He was painting great, but then all of a sudden now his hand is shaking, and it turned it into something even greater because now his hands is shaking. So you talk about your hands is not shaking.
Well, for now, keep my fingers crossed. I think that comes with age for me. But once I'm there and you're gonna make a straight line and stuff, there's a certain type of brush that I use that has an angle, or certain type of brush that's broad and wider. So if I'm going in a particular corner and I want to draw a straight line, if my hands are shaking, my hands are not gonna be straight. So for now, I'm good, and I will be up on the ladder in a corner or stuff like that, and I'm cutting it out, trimming it out, and I'm happy about that for now. But I'm sure that comes with age too, and I'm hoping that nothing happens to me in that sense with any type of sickness, that I can continue to be blessed and be able to do what I do.
Yes.
Amen. Amen.
Steady
Amen.
Yeah, thank God for
Yes,
steady hands indeed.
steady hand. But talking about steady hand and prep work, talking about prep work. Now, let's say, okay, so when somebody hired you to paint, now if they hire you, can you say, okay, I want you to just paint one room? Can they hire you for something like that?
Oh
Or
yeah,
do,
definitely.
and then to do the prep work. Now let's say it was a 12 by 12 rooms or something like that. Now, the prep work that you do, how long does it take you to do that prep work?
It varies. So like a 12 by 12, so I may have to do some caulking.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely have to do some sanding, whether or not I'm doing the ceilings or the walls or stuff like that. But I have to sand each place, wipe it down, caulk it down, prep it, vacuum, clean it up, take away all that dust and stuff like that. So maybe, maybe within an hour or so, I can do
Okay.
for each room, prep work itself. So if I got one room, I know I'm going to spend at least an hour doing all of that, cleaning it, getting it ready, and then start painting, hour and a half. If it's each individual room, I might spend the entire day just
Mm-hmm.
prep work alone for
Right.
several different rooms or living room, dining room, and stuff like that. So it might take me the end of the entire day or 2 days just to do prep work, because that's the most important part of the painting itself. Because once I get the prep work right and I tape up everything, cover up everything, the floors, make sure nothing happens to their floor, whether they have tiles or hardwood floor, you want to wrap that up, cover it up so that you can walk on it, they can walk on it, and it won't be a problem. And once I get all of that done, and if it takes me 2 or 3 days to get everything prepped, it's gonna take me a day and a half to do most of the painting. It all depends on how much rooms and whatever, and to get it right. And I'm talking like 2 coats. So the
Yeah.
painting is always the easy part. The
Mm-hmm.
prep work that's where
Right.
the
Right.
work comes in, to get it right.
And then folks, you can hear him talking. There's some people that are listening in, and you can hear him talking. You can hear the passion that he have, and not everyone has passion like that, and not everyone takes the time, because I've had work done. I've seen work done on people's houses, and when you do something, you should do it to the best of your ability. You should do it. You should put in your best work. Not a lot of people put their best work in. They're so busy rushing from one job to the other. So then therefore, the person are always complaining. And let me tell you something, reviews online is so important.
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
That when you finish something, you yourself should be pleased first before the person that actually hires you to be pleased, because it is your workmanship, it is your business that is stamped on this paint job. So then therefore I can hear the passion in your voice, and how you take the time to make sure that the room is prepped or the house is prepped in order for the person to be happy. And just like we're talking about, that reviews online matters, because if somebody's not happy, that's the first place they're going to take to online, and they're going to put a bad review on you. And I like that you take the time, and you prep and prep these houses in order to for somebody to be happy. You should never walk away from a job and a person is not happy, because they can ruin your name just like that.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. I just did a exterior job last week. I finished it last week Wednesday, and great couple, senior citizens.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went there, I made sure to tell them exactly what I'm going to do. They asked me how long it's going to take. I told them how long it's going to take, and they wanted me to repair and replace some trim for them too and do some stuff. No
Okay.
problem. So one of the particular paint that they had, I incorporated the price and everything. But just the whole conversation that we were having, the gentleman, he was also a sailor from Norway, and so we had a good laugh about it.
Yes, you got good something in common. Yes.
So going and meeting my customers and having a conversation and let them feel comfortable, and also knowing that we have the same background, you know, pretty much sells me to the customer and let them feel comfortable. And he said the first thing he said to me is that, well, if you're a sailor, that means you definitely know how to paint, because you have to paint ships all the time. And I said,
Yes.
exactly. So he said,
Yes.
good. I want you to do my job for me. Right?
Yes.
And when I was done, they were happy. They were pleased. The job looked great. And they wrote a amazing review for me. So I was happy.
Wow.
And I said, Kaden, whenever any job I have, I'm going to be calling you. I said, thank you. No problem. I appreciate it.
And that is so important, because most of my business right now is from referral. If you take care of one person and they're happy, they will always send and then that person send referral, and it just ricochet, over and over again, because that one person send review. And that's why I said I can hear the passion in your voice, how happy, when you're doing something. When you and I was talking before, you said that's your passion. I want to get back into it, and I sure jolted you into it quickly, didn't I?
Yes, sure did.
I mean, it's amazing to think that all of a sudden you were just ready. I
Yeah.
talked to you and you said, "Give me a week." And then the next week you were ready. So I can hear the passion. That is awesome. I thank Paula for that, for helping you get ready so quickly.
Big help. Big help. My website, Paula designed it for me.
Yeah, I looked at it. It's like it's
The
amazing.
logo, the whole 9 yards.
Oh my goodness! I looked at it. It's amazing. I love the way, the way she had like that. It's almost like a brush.
Right.
Like the little brush just went like that.
Yeah.
And then brush. And then talking about brush. Remember when I was doing I think it was last month video I was doing for my my real estate, and you said, how you know about that brush? I don't know nothing about that brush. That brush was my husband's brush. And because they told me that I'm supposed to hold up a brush in my advertisement, so that's what I did. And you're talking about that's good quality brush.
Yes. I'm learning too, because just today we were looking at a video, and I didn't even hear the man say anything and say, "Is that a pretty brush?" And he said, "Yes." I was like, I'm very proud of you of learning. But just to add to the referral, there's an adage that says the best form of compliment is a referral.
Yes, for sure. But I like that. Continue the great job. And life is so short that you should not do anything that you don't like to do. And I like that all of a sudden you knew that's what you love doing. And you said, you know what, Viv, I'm going to jump back into this. You and I have always kept in touch by Facebook and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I've always followed you, so I know where you lived, and I know that you were up there. I've always follow you. And then I was talking to my daughter today, and I said, guess who's coming on the show? I have Katie, and that's coming on the show. She said, because remember we were in the garage. So she said, yeah, I remember him. I remember she was young then, she was
pretty young. Wow.
Hanging out. Yeah. So she said,
several years. Wow.
Yes. So she said she remember you, So I said, yeah, Katie, and he's coming on the show today to talk about his business.
As a matter of fact, I'll tell you this. The last time I came to Orlando, I actually painted your sister and brother-in-law's house.
Really?
That house. The last time I was in Orlando.
Oh, really? Wow.
The exterior.
Wow, really? Yeah. So they sold that house and they moved on. Pat living in a house in Apopka now. Mike, I think, is living on the east side or something like that with a friend of his. Yeah.
That was the last time I remember I was in Orlando and I painted the exterior.
Wow.
Ain't that something?
That is something. Yeah. I remember that house. And that was such a beautiful house on top of the hill.
We loved it. So many food and dinner cooking. Michael, amazing. Love that
house. So we talk about paintbrush. So and then you talk about finding something in common with all your clients, and that's so important for you to always I did an interview with the vice president, and when my mentor was talking to me, she says that always make sure that you read his bio and find something that that you guys have in common. Where and just like you said, you paint you can drive the ship, so and you're painter, so you can paint the ship. And those ships is almost every time they go out to sea. I was just before I came into my studio here, I was watching the Panama Canal where ships are going in and out, and right away come back, Katie and those ships. So it is amazing just to think that I'm so happy that you're doing two things that you love.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then just like I was talking about, life is so short. You should never do nothing that you don't love to do.
Yeah.
So true.
I sell real estate, and I got in real estate because of my business, because of not my business, but because of my family, and I love doing what I do. Today I was out showing houses, and I just love driving around Florida. I mean my pickup truck. I don't know if the pickup truck that I'm driving now. It's a 2004. I don't remember if you know me when I bought that truck.
No, because I remember.
I bought that truck brand new, and I remember I bought it brand new. But I love that truck. So somebody came to me the other day and says, "Hey, I'd like to buy that truck off of you because I want to turn it into antique." But that's what I want to do. I want to keep it long enough to paint it, make it, soup it up, and turn it into an antique, because I've driven it from it was new, and now it needs a new paint job, but I don't want to put a new paint job on it yet. To when I'm to when I'm ready, and when I'm ready to soup it up. But it talks. Painting is important.
It is.
When you put on the original paint on something, and I remember when I was painting my living room out there a couple of months ago, the guy had a bucket of paint, and it was like a light gray color, and it worked. It worked. And then Berto wanted a darker color on the wall. So I went in, I picked a paint color, and he says, no, I think that's too light to go against the other one. So I said, okay. He said, what do you recommend? So he recommended a darker color paint, which was good. That's why I like when you go into the people's home, you can tell them, says, okay, well, I think you should put this color on the wall. Maybe you should go a little lighter, or maybe you could go a little mutual. So I like that you go in there and you have a consultation with them. Oh, yes. And you're telling them what they need, because sometimes they don't know what they need.
I'll definitely recommend stuff to my clients, my customers. Once I get there and I see, and I say, what do you want to do? And they tell me, and I say, and then they'll ask me, what do you think about this color? I may have a particular color on the wall and stuff like that. And then, funny enough, when I say yes, go with this one, they said, okay. It's so funny. It's like I make the determining factor as to what color, what paint they want to use and stuff like that. Even though it's their house, but they ask my recommendation. Once I put it, and once I give it, bam, they go my way and they say, okay, then, wow, I love this. Thank you. And I'm like, so you have to have a knack for that. And I think I've developed that over years of, working experience, doing stuff, seeing colors, and even with my business, I'm great that Paula was able to see the colors that I like. Navy blue is my favorite color with white and stuff like that. And she picked up on it, and she depicted it in the way how she did my website. And it's the same thing with customers when I go into their homes. And if it all depends, if they're wanting us to change color, make it look good, or if they want to sell, I have an idea of what to do to make it be able to sell, to get the most money. For the bang for their buck. And funny enough, a friend of mine, remember years ago, he wanted to paint his house, and he started doing it. He said, hey, I want to paint. What do you think I should do? Okay, I recommend it. And he started. Then he looked at me and said, Kaden, I can't finish this. You need to come here. That's how I was living in Atlanta. So I drove down here to Houston, and I got in it for him. And within a week, I fixed it up, got it right, put on the colors, you named it, did everything. Amazing. When his real estate agent came in and saw, they were like, oh my gosh, wow. Okay, we're going to get it right. This is what we want to do. We're going to put this at this price now. And he was like, whoa.
That is done, amazing.
He gave me extra money and took me out to dinner.
See, there you go. That's amazing. So Pat is watching. So my sister Pat. So she says, I'm listening to you. This is Patricia. You taught me how to paint, Kaden.
Hey Pat, I see it.
Yeah, that is like pretty cool. Because I was remembering, and I didn't know that you taught her how to paint, because let me tell you something. She's such a good painter, but I didn't know that you helped her with that, because she kept telling me, okay, so this is the way you do it, but I didn't know that you were the one that helped her through it. And then she would come and help me paint my house or something like that, and she would do such a good job. But see, you're a great teacher.
Exactly. I'm the one who taught her how to do it and tell her what to do and everything. And
so you're a great teacher. But she can paint really good. She'll come in here and whip it out, and now I understand. And I'm here trying to struggle. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So she said, So she said that you taught her how to paint. Now I understand it all, because I was wondering how she learned to paint so well.
Very good. Very good.
So she did learn something from you.
Sure did.
That's amazing. Can you see like the question? Can you see the comment across the bottom?
Yes, we can.
All right, cool. Okay.
This is Pat.
Yes, we can.
You talk.
That's pretty cool.
If I can piggyback off of what you guys have said earlier in regards to the passion in what you do and how much you love, that is something that I've observed over the years, especially in my family. Almost everyone who's aging exceptionally well is in the job that they're passionate about. So that is a great thing. And I'm so happy that he decided to go this route and pick back up what he's doing. Amazing. And he's a perfectionist too.
Yes.
Love to watch him work.
Oh, yes. I
Yes.
love when people are perfectionist at what they do, because when you're perfectionist, that means you enjoy what you do, and then you know what, you will not be lack of any business. You will not be lack of business, because you will get so much referral. Because people's gonna say, "Who paint my house?" You won't have to be cringing or be scared when a client calls and says, "Hey, Katie and said that he painted your house. What do you think? Do you think I should recommend? Do you think I should use him?"
Yes.
And that's the way you should always be. You should always be doing your very best.
Exactly. And then he's not just passionate about the actual work, if I may add, he is also very meticulous about the tools that he uses. Listen, I am very familiar with Home Depot and Lowe's. He goes out to make sure that he has all the right tools. So that's what makes his work extra special too.
She learned yesterday how I got so ingrained in choosing a particular fitting for my pressure washer one, right? So I started just working in my brain and putting together, and this is not going to work, or this has to work, and I'm like working it, right? And I got so involved, and she's like watching me like, okay, hon, is this going to work? I'm like, no, it's not going to work. I have to figure it out. And finally, I slept on it. I woke up. So, okay, I got to go this place. So I went, checked it, found it, came back. And she was like, this would work. I said, she's like, thank God. But once I get into something, I'm very passionate about it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I've always done good.
And it's good that you're able to take that time, and Paula is there to help you and take that time, and just like you said, you slept on it, because sometimes when you make a decision in such a hurry, a lot of time you end up making just the wrong decision. But you're there to bounce each things, and then I see Paula like a lot of color as well. You're there to bounce things off each other, which make your job even better, because she's there to tell you, yeah, honey, no, honey, this don't work. Why don't you try this? Why don't you, do this? So it's great when you have a partner that.
I'm the assistant shopper too, because sometimes he's in the store and he's looking for something. He's like, is that what you're looking for? And it's right there.
I'll be looking all over the place.
Yes.
Yeah. How did you see this?
But how men are. A lot of men don't look for things. You know that. They're always asking. They're always asking the woman for it.
Oh, she finds everything for me, which is good. So it makes my life easier. But I'm a problem solver though, and I love to solve problems, and I work my brain, and so which is good, because as you get older, you definitely want to. They say you only use 10% of your brain.
Yeah,
I can use more than that. So I always make sure when I get into an issue, I work it and I work it. I'll sleep on it, but I get it, and I will come up with a solution all the time.
Yeah.
So which is great for me, and with business and with work and everything, So it's a plus.
Yeah. Sleep on it. Yeah. It's good. It's good. And a lot of time I do things, I pray on it. Ask God, because sometimes he give me stuff and I'm always rebellious about this. Just like with this podcast that I started, I was scared to start it. I was so nervous. It's like, God, why are you telling me to do this and I don't want to do this? It's gonna take up my Sundays.
Great thing though. I'm glad I'm here doing this with you.
Yeah, but he always work it out.
I'm trying to figure out, what's it called? 2 months now since I reached out to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then every Sunday I have somebody lined up that wants to come on and speak, and then we have some great speakers that comes on and speak, and I think it benefit people, because I have a lot of questions that people ask, a lot of questions, and and then when I'm finished with this, your link will be inside the bottom of the where it's going to be on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So I put your link in the bottom just in case anyone wanted, and the phone number and stuff like that. But I enjoy doing it. It's got some of the topics that we talk about. It's not something that I know, so it makes me research it.
Good.
Because I'm one of those, I stay in my own lane. If I'm doing real estate, that's what I'm doing, real estate. And then people ask me about lending. I says, I mean, I know a little bit about lending, but I can't tell you that. I'm going to refer you back to your lender to ask. I know the basic stuff, your credit score need to be 620, or something like that, or, 580, you will get not a so good interest rate, but if you got 620, you get a better interest rate. I know stuff like that. And anything to do with real estate. When it comes to selling or buying a house or stuff like that, I know, but I stay in my own lane. I don't do title, okay, and I don't do lending, so I stay in my own lane. The other day we were in Tallahassee, and I go to Tallahassee once a year, and I go to Washington, D.C. once a year. And what I do is lobby for home ownership, for clean water, for insurance, for stop a certificate, HOA, keeping down the fees and things like that. So I do a lot of that, lobbying. I don't lobby, but we pay lobbies to lobby for us because, because you guys can't speak for yourself. Yeah. A whole bunch of painters don't go to Tallahassee or go to the Capitol or go to Washington, but the realtors can go, and speak for you, bring our voice, and that's why I'm glad that God made me change the name of this show to Your Voice Matter, because everybody's voice matter.
That's amazing. Yeah. Love that.
Everybody's voice matter, and we have to know that. But, I love the passion that you have. Now, tell these people, if they want to reach you, and then how do they go about setting up, and how long does it take for them to get a consultation with you to see what needs to be done to their homes?
So the greatest thing now in this day and age, because I remember back in the days when I was working, we had business cards. They still have business card given out and stuff like that. And I remember the first time that I had my email address, and I gave a customer my business card. And she looked at it and she saw my email address and she was like, wow, you have an email address? Amazing. And this was back in 1998, something like that, right? Mm-hmm. So in this day and age with technology, it is absolutely amazing. And I'm making sure that I capitalize on it because I'm here, and it's present. So for me, I was on a ladder the other day. Customer walked up. You do painting? Yes. And I didn't have to get off the ladder. I didn't have to go to my truck. She said, can I have a business card? And I said, sure. Tell me your number.
Yeah.
I'll text you my business card. And she gave me her number and I texted her. And she looked at it and she's like, wow. And then she typed her name and said, I'll call you. I love your business card. I say, you're welcome. So it says...
She did it, eh? Yeah, Paula did it, eh? See? Perfect.
So in this day and age now, I can sit in my house and I can look at your room, right? And you can tell me, you can be in Washington, you can be in Orlando, you can be in Atlanta, you can be around the corner. And I look and you show me what's in your room, what you want to be done. And I'm like, okay. And I can look at it, estimate it. I can, tell you, give me a tape measure, measure up square footage, or I can look at it and say, yeah, this is what's going to cost, this is how big it is, this is the price. So people can get to me and I can get to them by my email address, which is kdhenry66@gmail.com, or kdhenry on my website, kdhenrypainting.com, or my telephone number, 404-667-3944. So there are several different ways, and I can give you a consultation. I can give you an estimate by me sitting in my living room or in my office and you being home. That's the beauty with technology. And if and when we agree and you want me to come there, that's when we work up the finance part of the traveling and stuff like gas you pay for, and then the labor is what it's going to cost. And if I travel 12 hours, that's part of what I do because it's my job. When I'm at work, I do 12 hours too. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I roll up everything. That's how I look at it. And I keep busy. And I love to give good prices, whether it's senior citizens or veterans or regular folks. And with my pricing, the way how I do it, people always are happy to call me because I know I'm going to give them the best job, the best result. And that's why I keep busy. So yeah, this day and age, it's beautiful, the technology that we have, and I capitalize on it as best as I can.
So when you say sit in your living room, okay, and talk, what is it, a FaceTime or a Zoom? How do you, okay, so I'm at my house and you're there. Now, how can you look at my house? What kind of equipment do I need?
Do you have WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Okay. What I've learned from traveling, most people in the United States doing business don't use WhatsApp in the United States. We use Zoom, we use everything else.
Right.
But think about this. Every other country in the world uses WhatsApp
Yeah.
to do business. Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
And WhatsApp is so good that once I click on you, camera back and forth, we can see each other, we can talk,
Okay.
and you can show me every aspect of your room, interior, exterior, bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, you name it. That is one of the easiest form of technology to be able to use, WhatsApp. And that's what I do. When I'm on the ship, I have internet, that's what I live by. If I take up the phone,
so I know to communicate with you by WhatsApp then. Okay.
You will get me faster than on a regular phone call.
Okay, I got you.
Guaranteed.
Oh, cool. All right. I like that. I like that. Yeah, I mean, I use WhatsApp a lot, but just like you said, when I'm out of I do use it in the United States, but majority of the time I use it when I'm outside the country, or maybe in another state or something like that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And I make the
so
best.
I like that.
Yeah. Most people in the world uses it that way for business too.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because I mean, I use it a lot, but yeah, I didn't know that's pretty cool that you can use that with your business and do a business consultation like that.
Oh yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. All right. So I was going to talk about FaceTime, but now what kind of where do you advertise?
I have my website. I have it on Alo Alo. That's one of the that's Oli. Sorry. Mm-hmm. So I have it on Ole Ole, and once you put in my name, my search engine should come up in first top 5, top 10, and that's all I have to be competitive and just list from time to time and stuff. But you got to pay for leads that way.
Yeah.
And so my, pretty much word of mouth advertising, people see me and stuff like that and want a business card. And that's what I do. So I have 3 different ways in which how I do it.
Okay.
And the most effective one for me is Ole Ole.
Ole.
Ole. I still got to learn.
Well, you got to text me that, okay? Text me that so I know I know that name because that's a new one. That's a new one for me. I haven't heard of that one before.
I'll make sure. Well, they do it for me, and they check how much calls I'll get. They'll check how much people look on my website, and they'll send it to me, let me know, and see if it's effective and stuff like that.
Yeah, I want to check that out and see how it works, and then and see. And I'm gonna add you also to I have a few groups as well that I have. I have a group called Moving to Florida, and then I also have a group called the Caribbean Team Service Provider. I'm gonna add you to those groups and things like that. But I'll get your stuff out there, as much as I can because I love what you're talking. I love what you're doing, and I can see the smile from ear to ears. How happy you are with what you're doing and continue.
The biggest thing is my personality too. I think that
yeah.
Paula always teased me. My neighbors, she always said that everybody's always happy to see me when I'm coming home. Even the dogs are happy to see me.
I kid you not. I kid you not. Everyone always asks when all the dogs are jumping up from the little dog to the medium size. Everybody's happy to see you.
So my personality is what is overwhelming, which is good for me, and it works for business and everything too.
Yeah. Well, you always have that great personality. We always laugh and joke and things like that. We always have good times.
Yeah.
We cook, we eat, and we have good times. So so I can imagine the gravitation towards you, where you have that great personality and you just suck people in.
Absolutely.
I do. It works for me, so I made the best of it.
You know what you could also do as well? Text her your business card and she could share it like that too.
Yeah, so share all that stuff with me, and then I'll post it on my page once I'm finished. I'll get all of that stuff out, and then I'll keep sharing it because if people ask if I know anybody, now that when you baffle me, I remember I was getting dressed in the bathroom, and it's like, yeah, I can come to Florida. What do you mean you can come to Florida? I can go anywhere.
Not knowing that I already did it too, right?
Yeah. So now I understand all of that, and I will sure be passing out all your information because I come across a lot of people a lot of time that needs. Now let's talk a little bit about the remodeling part, and then after that I'm going to let Paula jump in and start talking about her stuff. Let's talk about the remodeling part. Okay, so you say you go in there, you go in the house, and then sometimes you might see that let's say a trim need to be replaced and stuff like that. Now, how much do you get into the remodeling?
I get into it. It all depends what the customer wants. The other day we just did a TV room. Had a gentleman who had his garage. So it's like a 3-car garage. So it's wide enough for 2 cars, but it's deep for a 3rd car. But him and his wife only have 2 cars. So he says to me that he wanted to have a media room, turn it into a TV room. So I said, okay. So he wanted to block off the part that a 3rd car would be parking. So what I did, I framed it up, added the sheetrock, studs, the whole 9 yard, insulated on one side, and then we wanted to make it soundproof. So he had ordered some sponge, like you go into a booth in a studio to record a song, and you see that the sponge. That's it. So it's the same way that we set it up. He ordered the sponge online. We measure it out, tell him how much he needs to get, and we paint the entire room black.
What?
We drop ceiling lights, and then we had to do an air condition on the outside because the initial air condition for the house wouldn't support that part. So we had an independent air condition, and then we stick on all the foam, and then we had a platform that we built where he's going to put his his seats for like a theater seating and stuff like that, and then we did the floor to get it right. So that was a good project, and it was nice and easy, and had some trim baseboards and stuff like that we installed, and then the entire room was black. Then I went to, what was that? I think it was Home Depot I went to, and they have a particular paint for television or projectors that they sell, a gallon of that. But you gotta be specific though and ask about it. So we paint that particular wall with that particular paint to make sure that the projector that he's gonna install can show really good on the wall itself. That's just a paint.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So you do quite a bit. I might have to have you come down here, look at my patio and do something to my patio so I can move my office out there.
So my biggest thing now, I want to pour some concrete in the back here, right? So Paula says she's gonna help me do it, and I'm gonna install the gable on the back. So it's gonna be a project, and so I gotta figure out how I want it, how much concrete I need, and I'm ordering the entire package, and then when it comes out, just install it.
Wow, cool.
So,
now with permits, okay, so when you're doing the remodeling, who pulled the permit? You or them?
Is that me? That I pull the permit because it all depends on your county, your state, whichever way. And once I do that, we'll see how long it takes. If you have to have particular drawings, stuff like that. Once you get a permit, it all depends on the scope of the work you do. So you're gonna have the framing inspector who comes in, and you're gonna have the electrical inspector who comes in, then you're gonna have the installation. They're gonna come and check, make sure all the roughing is correct, make sure it's right, make sure it's good. And then once you do that and you pass all that, then you close up the walls and stuff like that. But each individual thing, what they're going to install plumbing and stuff, plumbing inspectors got to come in too. So it's several different things that you got to do. And it's just a process. It's a process
right.
till you get it done. And once it's up to code, it's great.
That's cool. Like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, go turn off your phone or whatever. Let's let Paula. No, Paula, I'm gonna let you jump in. Okay, well. Yeah, I was gonna let Paula jump in and start talking. Okay, so that is awesome. So you can do all of that. I didn't realize you can do all of that.
Oh yeah, I did a lot more when I was in Atlanta. Permits, the whole 9 yard. I'm getting it.
Good for you. I just remember all of a sudden you disappear and I didn't see you anymore. And then I realized, and then I saw you and it's like, where's Katie and I? He's in Atlanta. Okay, yeah. And I realized it was in Atlanta. So let me see. My daughter says, hello, Katie. And
Hi.
Yeah.
Miss Williams, how are you doing? You good?
Yeah.
So, it's been a while. Big woman now. Everybody grew up,
cool.
Oh, yeah, I got to bring in my Jamaican accent now, okay? Yeah, man, a big woman now. Everybody grew up and turn big people, right?
Yeah, man, everybody grew up and turn big. Big up. Everybody grew up and turn. Curtis has, I think 4 kids. Yeah, 4 kids. And then Chantel has 4. So, yeah, they were all grown up.
Amazing.
They are all grown up.
That's a blessing. I love that.
It is. It's such a blessing. It's such a blessing.
Grandma, mom, right?
Yeah. So, Miss Paula, let's talk about you. Katie was telling me that you are a makeup artist. Is that what you do?
Yes, I'm a makeup artist, but I do not like to just box myself in as a makeup artist because social media has changed the whole concept of what beauty is. So I'm a beauty makeup artist, and what
Okay.
I do is through my artistry, I help women to either connect with or reconnect with their inner beauty. Um, First and foremost, what is happening right now? I'm because just we were talking a little while ago, and his cousin was saying, I am so happy I got married when I did because the women walking around these days, they're misleading men.
For real. For real.
Because you see them outside. You see them outside looking one way, and when you see them without the makeup, it's like, who the hell is that? So what I do, I enhance your natural beauty. If your skin has flaws, blemishes, dark circles, because especially mature women, that's an issue. So I use the products like foundation, concealer, and powder to create the illusion of flawless skin. So therefore, if that's my intention, I am not going to make you look like you're wearing a mask.
Mm-hmm.
So people should do a double take. Oh my God, is she wearing foundation? Is she wearing makeup? So I like to use my artistry to really help women to feel good about themselves because flawless skin is it definitely adds to your self-confidence. And when I do my consultations, I insist that you develop a skincare routine because I'm a makeup artist, not a magician. So you have to do your own work.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest, what do you call it, excuses that most women make is that, oh my God, I don't have time. Why can't you find 5 minutes to really just add a little touch of self care? So you're in real estate, and I say skincare is like real estate for the skin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What you do now would determine how you look 10 years down the line or 5 years down the line. So if you love yourself, you would definitely want to invest that extra 2 or 3 minutes to make sure that you're cleansing, toning, moisturizing, exfoliating, morning and evening. Include it in your bath routine. It's as simple as that. So now I do more than just makeup. I educate women on how
Mm-hmm.
to take care of themselves.
That's good. That's great. That's great. Well, I've always, ever since high school, I've always washed my face with soap, and that's what I wash my face with now.
Oh my gosh. Well, then guess what? You probably have good genetics because
Your skin looks
Every
really
your
good.
skin looks good.
every morning, and every night, I wash my face with soap. That's it.
Just regular soap.
I use the Ambi soap, but
Ah,
or if not, I use that this soap called the black soap. That's it.
okay. Well, those are soaps that known for skincare
Mm-hmm.
benefits. And then clearly probably also taking care of you from inside out because definitely nutrition and getting well rested as
Yes.
And
well
water.
as the fact that you're doing something that you love.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
shows in your skin, it shows in your aura. You're very happy and warm, and it reflects in your aura.
Thank you. Thank you. And then the doctor put me on a plant-based diet, so I just eat plants now.
Nice.
That's
That's
how it
even
works.
better. That's even better.
And it makes you feel so much better. It makes you feel good that you're not bogged down with all that meat and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I I'm
Oh
stepping
my
into
God,
something.
take note.
So are you trying to get Katie in to go
I am
vegan?
not even going there. I am not going there. That's a journey he will take by himself when he's ready.
So let me say this. Let me say
Yeah.
this. She loves my cooking, right?
Uh-huh.
So
I
I'll
do.
I'll make dinner. She make all the breakfast and in between lunch. The salads and stuff like that. Amazing. So we eat really good and we eat healthy. But I still love my meat.
Yes, you love
Uh,
this meat.
I,
But I
I
think
get
why
you.
it works though, because we do add a lot of vegetables
A
and
lot of
grains to the meat.
and plus we exercise a lot. We walk a lot. Every day we
Yeah.
Yeah.
walk at least 2 miles a day and stuff like that. So we drink a lot of water. So we're very active.
Well, I
So
can tell in you guys' skin, look
oh,
at Paula's skin. I can tell in her skin, and I can tell in your skin, and I know you're not wearing makeup because, she's not going to put any on it, but she probably put a little dab or so. But your face is clean.
Oh, trust me,
smooth.
he is.
Yes. Paula, Paula has the best skin I've ever seen in my entire
Oh my
life.
gosh. Thank you, honey.
My friends
Aw,
will admire her because of her beauty and her
yes.
look and her complexion. The prettiest legs I've ever seen. The
Ooh.
prettiest.
You know,
And I'm like,
everybody hearing that, right?
yeah. Oh, sorry. And I see when she talk about her, taking care of your body, type of stuff that you eat and what you do, I see the results. Because the best I've ever seen, the prettiest, the cleanest, the nicest, the smoothest,
Oh my
I
gosh.
Only
see
my
what you're
sister,
talking
my
about.
sister Pat. She has these beautiful legs like Tina Turner. Her legs are like beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What she's doing something, whether
Yeah.
she exercises or
Yeah.
eating right, I guarantee it.
Mhm.
Or walking and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this is a perfect example of my work, male grooming,
Mm-hmm.
because I make sure that he looked, I mean, he has really nice skin. So
Uh,
all I did was enhance him so that he looks more flawless when he gets on here. So
First time. First time.
yeah, so you see, Viv couldn't even tell that you
All
were
right.
wearing makeup.
yeah, it's beautiful.
Yes,
It's
and
good. Good job on that.
I just did a little something too. So
Okay.
basically, you don't need a lot because most women, I would say, make sure you take care of your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Identify what are the features on your face that you love the most.
Yeah.
For me, it's my eyes, my lips, and my skin.
Mm-hmm.
So my eyes are very shiny. I
Like
have
my one. You see from my one look.
yes,
Chinese.
and I barely have lashes. So
Me
when
too.
yeah, so when I want to wake up my face, what I do is just use a pair of nice natural looking strips. You don't have to walk around with those broomy lashes that you see everybody wearing. They're lashes that complement every style. And when it comes to makeup, I don't recommend that you just do what you see everybody else is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out what works best for you, develop an intimate relationship with yourself, and know what you like. Know what works for you. Know what colors look better on you or best on you. Don't just put on a blue eyeshadow because that's the in color.
Mm-hmm.
If
Mm-hmm.
you have brown eyes, blue eyeshadow would not work for you. So colors, I am very intentional with the way I use colors too because I want to make sure your skin is nicely enhanced and everything that I put on you looks like it coming out from you as opposed to something that you just slap on. So those are some of the things that makes me stand out as a makeup artist.
Yeah.
Well, very nice. That's very nice. And girl, I might have to bring you on a show of your own from start to finish.
Oh
Recommendation
yeah.
for ladies. To be have beautiful skin like you have.
I will be happy to.
Yeah, because I think that takes that's going to take like a whole show that where we because a lot of ladies don't know how to take care of their show. Take care of their skin, and it's important, and it
Yes,
shows.
yes. And I also do one-on-one consultations. And just like Katie was saying earlier, technology is amazing. So you can sit in the comfort of your living room and I can go through your products with you and tell
Okay.
you exactly what you need, what you don't need, and how to use some of the products that you have. And
That's
help you to figure out what your look is if you don't know.
right. That's
Yes,
that
yeah.
is that is awesome. So we're coming up to the end of our show. So I'm going to say, Katie, and any last minute tidbit for anyone that we didn't touch on and we didn't go over about remodeling and about painting.
That's a good one. What I would recommend is that if people are gonna, sell their house, they kind of want to invest in it by doing natural, neutral colors and make it look really presentable so that they can get the best money out of their home that they've lived in their church. And for someone who's gonna purchase a home, once you purchase it and you see what you like and you know what you like, it's definitely good for you to invest the money and the time inside your own place, your castle, because that's where you're going. That's your refuge. Whenever you leave work, whatever stress, headache, you come home to your castle. That's where you're going to feel good, and you want to invest that money and that time to make it look good, make it be you, make it be a part of you, what you love. That's what I would definitely recommend to people.
All right. Any last minute word, Miss Paula?
Oh, I just want to say to everyone, have an amazing week. Remember to take care of yourself. And I know life is very stressful, but be kind to yourself as you go through your individual challenges.
Yeah.
Love, light, and blessings.
Awesome. Don't go anywhere yet. I'm just going to do a few advertisement, and then after that, I end the show. Thank you for listening. See you on the next episode of Your Voice Matters.